Welcome, everybody, to the AI-driven sales session. Hi,
everyone. I'm the last but not least person. So I'm Mark MacNeil. I'm the Director of Global Sales here at OneSource Cloud Corporation. My responsibilities include direct sales, channel sales, and strategic alliances. OneSource Cloud is an AI GPU infrastructure provider. We're based in Dallas, Texas. We operate 94 data centers in 50 countries around the world, with a focus on AI services for the most part. And those services range from elastic GPU cloud platforms for AI developers that focus on RAG application all the way to private AI builds. And that's something that has been a rapid growth segment for us recently. And those private AI builds include containerized deployments in our data center and also on-prem behind your firewall for our customer deployments that we manage remotely for them. Couple other things, I guess. We basically focus on, well, we satisfy every vertical, but we focus a lot on healthcare, financial services, consulting. Some of our big logos are Accenture, Blackstone, Splunk, Hershey, Dyson, Duracell, and some others. We also are proud to be a supporter and supplier of AI infrastructure to those early stage AI incubator companies. We meet a lot of them. I actually found the company that is our AI-driven sales lead gen provider through those meetings that I had with those early stage incubator companies. So happy to share a lot of information on all of them, since we get to see a lot of different kinds of providers and a lot of different models. And there are AI-assisted sales lead gen tools and AI-driven tools. And the difference is AI-assisted providers often will leverage AI tools for part of the overall sales cycle. Most likely it would be, as we found, it would be developing the actual email messages or LinkedIn connection scripts that were sent out. Other than that, it was mostly people-powered. Well, we already use a people-powered sales lead gen provider that is proficient at doing emailing and trying to connect on LinkedIn. So we tried to find one, and we eventually did find a company that was truly AI-driven, taking you all the way from connecting with your ICP, understanding your campaign, doing the messaging, making the connection. Once a connection is made, sharing additional information to warm up that opportunity, and then actually setting up an appointment. So for me and my reps, the experience we have is every morning we open up our CRM or our AI sales tool platform, and there are appointments sitting there waiting for us, right? So these are, loaded into our CRM. They create the account records, and then we have a number of appointments that we can then track. In addition, and I'd say we're going back to what I thought was the immediate impact of these AI tools was the elimination of repetitive tasks. So when we talk about how are we really closing deals, how are we spending the time to engage at a human level with our customers, it's getting rid of the repetitive, mundane tasks and giving our reps more time to actually focus on that, okay? And the AI that we're using actually helps us do that in terms of constant engagement with these new leads, constantly updating them on new things that we did. I'll give you an example. It actually sent out a message for an account that we had done months ago where they would have purchased if we had a specific feature, but we didn't have it then. When we released it, the AI automatically knew that, found that record, sent out an update notice and my calendar link so that they could connect with me, and I said, I can demo that new solution for you. I mean, I think that's really personalized, and we got a lot of good feedback on that. But that's really the impact that I've seen immediately from developing these tools. It's creating more time and space for our sales teams, and then leveraging the AI tools for that consistent engagement with the customer so you build that rapport. Even though it's an AI system making those connections, the messaging is so good and so clear and so precise, it really helped us to help build those kinds of connections. So.
I think to take one from each
that are looking at some of these things, one of the impactful byproducts of leveraging an AI sales tool is the end of that bickering back and forth, because now you've got a tool that both organizations agree on, both organizations contribute to, both organizations benefit from. So we live and die together on how we orchestrate our AI lead gen, funnel management, et cetera, and it's much more teaming than I've ever seen. So in our case, we will look at the first round of AI going out to find our ideal customer profile. We'll take a look and say, well, did we hit the mark or not? Well, maybe we didn't. So we'll actually look at the context that it made, we'll look at the language of the messaging that it sent out, and together we will craft an update and try to improve that or enhance that. So if you're looking at these things, there are so many other ways that AI impacts the rest of the organization. And I'm glad you brought up the marketing and sales war, because that has been going on for so long. And I think AI has the opportunity to get us to focus on the customer instead of battling one another. So
I think in healthcare for us, in the medtech space, I think AI is underutilized and
is now certified HIPAA compliant for that very reason, so that we can better serve the healthcare market, understand the needs of data privacy, and what we need to do as data center providers, network providers, and obviously AI GPU infrastructure providers. And you talk about the investment and when to make it, when's the right time. So there are some companies who said, you know, we need your expertise, we need the GPU, we need that infrastructure. We have the funds to build that on-prem. Now, we're not going to argue with a customer like that, right? What we will do is, after we deploy all that infrastructure, we manage it for them, because we understand that most organizations do not want to be in the data center management space. We do that for them. We're experts at that. And that has actually worked very, very well. But not everyone is ready for that kind of a heavy lift in order to achieve security, privacy, and also leverage the AI tools that they need. So there are steps that you can do to get there. One of them may be, what we will also do is containerize a private deployment for a healthcare provider or a financial services provider in our own data center, okay? So it's a less expensive way to get similar kinds of protections. Those deployments can have their own separate power sources, own internet connections. We can limit access so nobody's accessing the data that is stored on there. We manage that deployment for them again, so that's not their responsibility. That has worked very well, and we find we're not there yet because this is relatively new, but we are finding that some of those private bills that are in our data center have asked about what exactly would it take if we were to deploy this on-prem behind our firewall. So we see that migration eventually happening in the industry, led by healthcare and those other industries, but even large enterprises, even when we talk about what we're talking about here. So wait a minute, my sales lead gen tool is hosted somewhere else by the provider, but they're accessing my CRM, my ERP, my financial systems, and who's doing that? Even they're starting to ask questions about, should our sales cycle management also be considered private, and should we be protecting that? So there's probably application for almost all enterprises for that kind of
the decision making.
I'll start. I'll take a crack at that. First of all, I love humans. Our customers love humans, and we want our humans to have more time to spend with them, quite frankly. So another one of the key impacts of AI that, again, was a little unexpected, because, again, the lead gen, hey, we're going to give you brand new qualified leads. They're going to drop into your funnel automatically. That's the glitzy, glamorous part of it. We actually looked and said, how can we continue to leverage AI, but also, as we were just saying here, keep the human in the loop? And again, it's the ability for AI to constantly stay up to date with what's going on with our key customers, doing the research, updating like information that our sales reps can then leverage to message them, call them, and say, hey, I saw you just got a promotion. Congratulations. I know you're tackling a bigger team now. Does that change any of the needs that we had discussed 3 months ago or 6 months ago? Or I saw your company just got acquired by another company. How's that impacting you? Do we need to take a look at some of the services that we were talking about 6 months ago? That is really allowing our humans to stay more in the loop instead of having them spend a lot of their time doing research, trying to put these summaries together. They can't do it as well as AI can, right? So we offer our AI tools access to multiple news services and other kinds of data sources that help them with purchase probabilities, but also give them insight into what's going on at each one of these companies and what's going on with the contact that we were dealing with. Did they just get married? Did they just have a kid? Did they just get that promotion? Whatever it may be, that's all the personal touch that I think we sort of don't think that AI is capable of doing. And I'll tell you, it does a really good job of it. And then freeing up our reps to actually read that information and say, you know what? I should be giving Lucas a call. He just got a promotion. I should say, congratulations, and let's talk for a little while. So that's where I think AI is underestimated when it comes to how you can continue to actually enhance the human interaction with you. As I said earlier, the glitzy, glamorous stuff are these new leads that pop in automatically. Wow, that's awesome. It's all automated. But in reality, we all deal with every day this massive funnel that keeps getting bigger and bigger. Not enough is dropping out into sales. Why is that not happening? So I've actually asked our partner to start looking at how would you take your technology and leverage it to do those kind of things. What kinds of data sources would you need to access? What kinds of qualifying questions should we be adding to that conversation you're having with a prospect that can quickly put them into categories? Just researching, looking around, I've looked at competitors, I've got budget, I'm ready to move, I'm very interested in working with you, Those are the things that really help sales organizations a lot. And I think they're very receptive, but I would look at all of us as sales leaders on the stage here and everyone in the audience that we need to help them, okay? They're data scientists for the most part. They can quickly see that, wow, making connections on LinkedIn, getting new leads, that's a no-brainer. Everyone understands that. But they don't understand the forecasting models, the purchase probability scoring, funnel management. When do you take leads out of the active funnel, put them into another area? Those kind of things are important for all of us. I think they can do it, but we need to, as a team, we need to help them to see that vision. I think the technology can definitely do it, though. I'd love to see more of that kind of development.